Have you seen this dust particle coming out with a tiny slit hole? Yes, you can see this. We can easily see that their path is along the straight line. Due to these particles, part of the light becomes visible and we can see that their path is along the straight line. This is called the propagation of light. Now let us try to prove that the light travels in a straight line. For this, take 3 cardboards. Make a small hole in the center of each cardboard using a thick needle. Now, arrange the cardboard in such a manner that 3 holes are in the same line. Now, stand a burning candle on one side of the cardboard and look at the flame of the candle from the other side. Now, move any one of the cardboards and see what happens. You cannot see the lightning candle. So, students, with this you can say that the light travels in a straight line. Now, let's see other picture. Take a straight tube that can be bent easily. Then place a burning candle on stand and look at it through the tube, the bent tube, and look at the candle again. What do you see? We can't see the candle when we bend the pipe. Exactly. With this you can prove that the light travels in a straight line. This is called the linear propagation of light. So dear students, moving on to other part of the chapter, how do we see an object? The rays of the light falling on an object from source of light are thrown back from the surface of that object is called reflection of the light. As you can see in the picture that the light from the sun is falling on the tree, and from tree it is reflecting back to the person so that the person can see the tree. You can see your image in the mirror too, because the light reflected from your face falls on the mirror and get reflected back again. That's why you see image in the mirror. Similarly, you can see the image in a glass pane too, but there is a difference between the mirror image and the glass pane image. You can see the image formed in a glass pane is somewhat faint, that is, not properly or not too clear. Similarly, in a wooden surface, no image will be seen because light can't pass through wooden surface. Like that, you may have seen your image form in surfaces such as steel dish, glossy granite, and still water in a lake due to shiny surfaces of that object. Now, moving on the other part, we will study the images in a plain mirror. Stand in front of the plain mirror and look at your image in it. You can see when you raise your right hand in a mirror, left hand and right side of the original object appear to be exchanged in the mirror image. change do you see in the image if you decrease or increase the distance from the mirror? You will notice that the image is as far as behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. Do you see any difference in the height and size of the object? No. The size and the height of the object is the same as that of the object. Now, we are going to study opaque, translucent and transparent object. Opaque. The material through which light does not pass is said to be opaque. As you are watching the video, you can see that on these material light can't pass through, so no image will be formed. These are called opaque objects. Translucent. The material through which light passes partially is said to be translucent. As you can see that images are formed in these pictures, but these pictures are not as clear as it can be. These are called translucent. The third one is transparent. The material through which light passes is said to be transparent. In that, you can see the proper picture of the object. Now we will look what shadow exactly is. If an opaque object comes in the way of a light source, light does not pass through it. As a result, the light does not reach the wall or any other surface on the other side of the object. That part remains dark. The dark part is called the shadow of an object. The kind of a shadow it forms depends upon the relative distance between the source of light, the object, and the surface or the screen on which the shadow is formed. Well, look at this picture. You can see a pretty long shadow in the morning at 6 a.m. As time passes, shadows stretch out towards the west. But in the noon at 12 p.m., when sun is high in the sky almost directly over the head, the shadow becomes short and quietly south at the noon rather than east or west. And see again, as time passes, the shadow is getting a bit longer again. Why? Because sun is going lower in the sky. Now, at 6 p.m., shadow is stretching out towards the east. So, this is how people used to find the time when there were no watch. Hope now you have understood the concept of how shadow forms from morning till evening. So, now we are going to see what we have learned. A substance that emits light is a source of light. The natural sources of light are the sun, the star, fireflies, etc. Flame of candle, electric bulb, etc. are the artificial source of light. Light is propagated in a straight line. Light must be reflected from the surface of an object for the object to be seen. If an opaque object obstructs the path of light, it forms a shadow. Thank you for watching.